Looks like XDefiant is going the way of the Concorde, with Ubisoft preparing to shut down development of the title that just released in May of this year. We'll get into it.
It's been a great week for gamers, but a bad week for Blizzard Activision, as both the Overwatch killer and Diablo killer were released on the same day. And they're good. We're going to talk about all this stuff and a bunch more right now on Gaming News Weekly. What's up, everybody? It's time for another episode of Gaming News Weekly, the best weekly video game news show out there. Every single Monday, we're bringing you all the biggest things happening in the video game industry. You can check us out on TikTok, YouTube, and podcast services everywhere. My name is Erect the Red. I am joined, as always, by this man right here, Full Clip. What's going on, dude? How are you?
Hey, what's going on? Doing all right? How are you?
I'm great. I'm really excited. Christmas is right around the corner.
Yep.
You know, the Game Awards are even closer. So it's it's all happening. It's great to be a gamer right now.
Yeah,
just living the dream.
Absolutely. I mean, plenty of games out there. We're gonna get into like the humble choice Game Pass. I think PlayStation may have announced theirs as well. So there's plenty of choice out there right now. And also, the Epic Games lineup is coming up, where we usually have like a 12 days of Christmas sort of thing. And I believe that starts this coming Thursday.
Yeah, tons of free games out there right now if you could get at them. Like even like Prime Gaming too. Like I was looking, they are offering a ton of games. So yeah, real cool. But yeah, we'll talk about all that real soon. I want to know first, what have you been up to, dude? You just been just being lazy.
For all those great games available, I've been playing none of them. I've just been continuing Call of Duty and what little time I get, but I'm hoping to change that.
You're on that grind.
We'll talk more about what's coming to Game Pass, but one of those titles is Indiana Jones Great Circle. This looks like a really cool AAA game, and it's in our new releases, so I won't say too much, but I have Game Pass now because of Call of Duty. I'm hoping if this isn't like an 80 gig download, maybe I can get this going and get a little game time pretty soon.
Yeah, it's a big one, dude. You should start it now if you want to play it in the next couple of weeks. I think it's like 150 gigs.
Oh, man, that's worse than I thought.
Yeah, dude. And the specs to play it, I saw the specs for certain PCs are like, you got to like go to NASA to like play this shit. It is, it's pretty intense, but yeah. Well, I want you at least give it a shot and let us know because, I don't have room on my Xbox for it just yet if I want to keep Black Ops, but yeah, we'll see. Yeah, dude, this is the week I did not play any Black Ops, and I feel it's calling me, but I've been playing a lot of games. So like, just because I haven't been playing that doesn't mean I haven't played a lot of games. I've been playing a lot of our new release games, which I'll get to momentarily. But first, I've got to talk about one that I got that really took me by surprise, and I absolutely love it. It's a game called Uncle Chop's Rocket Shop, and it's a very indie game. Out, I think it's just out on PC right now, but it's very R-rated, and it's like real cartoony. And you play this weird alien creature. It lives on an asteroid, and you have to fix up people's spaceships as they come in. And they give you a bare minimum like manual on how to fix these ships. So they'll come in, you have to diagnose what the problem is, and then like figure out how to repair it. And it's all super cartoony, super like, none of it's like real stuff. It's not like Mechanic Simulator. But you just have to look at the manual real quick. You have like 7 minutes in real time to like get these done so that the customer is not mad. And it's so hard. It's like the Dark Souls of cartoon simulator games. It is so hard to do because like you have to keep going back to the manual at first. Like until I figure out, this and get it going, it's impossible. Like to get it done in the time, it's impossible. But you can, there's 2 options. You could play it without the time and just kind of go through, which I just recently switched over to and it's so much more chill. But I will recommend this game to everybody because it's very funny. There's a lot of like bad language, and like just real silly instances, and it is a lot of fun. So
Yeah.
go check out Uncle Chop's Rocket Shop, dude. It is. Have you ever played Stop Talking?
Keep talking,
and nobody
everyone
explodes, or
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah, it sounds like that meets like a car mechanic simulator.
Exactly. It's like a single player version of that where you have to like figure out how to do this. And it's just real silly and just impossible. But it took me by surprise, and I'm having a blast playing it. So I recommend it. It's not like your mechanics team. You're not going to learn anything from it, but you'll have a lot of fun.
You never know. You might be on an asteroid one day with Uncle Chop, and some angry alien stops by.
Mm-hmm. Oh man, I hope so. I'll be ready for it then. But yeah, and then other than that, just been playing some of these games in our new releases. You ready to get into them?
Ready. Let's get into it.
All right, here are our new releases from this past week. All right, first up, Infinity Nikki came out December 5th on PC, PS4, PS5, and mobile devices. This is the first one I got into. So, came out, downloaded it real fast. I was like, I'm going to get in there. I have no idea what the hell this game is, but I'm going to check it out. And what it is, it's first of all, it's free to play. So you have no reason not to check it out. And I'm finding out now this is the 5th installment in this series. This is completely new to me. I don't know anything about this, but it's just previously been, I think, just like a mobile game. But it's like an open world platform game, basically, where you have to dress up in different dresses. And each dress like has different powers, really. So as you go, you'll get a new dress, and it'll give you the power to like purify enemies or double jump or whatever. So you have these different dresses, and you can wear them to do your powers at the same time. Or if you go, you get a dress that allows you to do fishing or bug catching. And sometimes you'll just get dresses that don't have powers. They just look beautiful. It depends on what you're going for. And it's it's one of those gotcha games where it's just they just want you to spend money, get the 5-star dress that looks like a Disney princess or whatever, but you got to spend a lot of money to try to get that one. The best part about the game though is the graphics, dude. It looks, for this free to play, whatever the hell this is, it looks amazing. The characters are really cool. The environments are amazing. The dresses, man, talk about FOMO. I want each one of those dresses in real life. But yeah, my son, I was like, the next day I was like showing my son the game, and like, I'm like, look at, there's like a little, sidekick character that's cute. And I was like, you run around and do stuff. Yeah, I don't know how long it'll last on my PlayStation, if I'll continue playing it now that there's a bunch of other stuff. But it was fun, I think.
Yeah, I didn't even realize it was a free-to-play, so, I mean, that definitely helps the chances that I'm going to download it just to check it out at the very least. It's not a new concept, change your clothes and changes your power. It goes back to, like, Mario or Kirby or something, but I did hear that somebody who was pretty important to the Zelda franchise is behind this game. So I'm hoping there's some like puzzle stuff going on. I know there's a narrative with the other creatures, and graphically looks like as good as Pow World, somewhere in there. I know there was some criticism when Pow World came out of like accusing them of asset flipping or whatever, but I don't think the game looks bad, and this one's at least at that level.
Yeah, I would even say like once it renders and stuff like that, and you look at it, it's like the environments, the buildings and stuff, everything looks just really polished. But yeah, I would definitely love to hear, your wife's take on this. See if she, it's because it's the coziest of cozy games. Like it really is.
Yeah, it's called a cozy open world.
Yes, and it sure is, dude. It is very cozy and very open world. But yeah, it's out there now, so you could go if you want to, and then like you could earn like basically chests or whatever, like these little rocks, and it'll roll to get the cool dress, and you might get the 5-star dress. Who knows? I don't know what the odds are. Probably not good, but yeah, I did a few. I didn't get a sweet dress, but whatever. Yeah,
maybe next
there's
time.
always tomorrow.
Yeah,
exactly. So I played that for a little bit until the next day when Marvel Rivals came out on PC, PS5, and Xbox S and X. This is it's another free-to-play game. This one is a third-person hero shooter put out by NetEase, and it is a 6v6. Basically it's Overwatch with a Marvel skin over the top of it, and it's very, very, very close to Overwatch overall in terms of everything. The things that separate it are this has destructible environments, which is really cool, and this it's cool. It's more fun. That's it. But yeah, there were a lot of questions I had going into it. If you've listened to this show before, you've heard me talk about Marvel Rivals very regularly. And there were a lot of questions I had about the monetization, the battle pass, what the overall feel of the game was going to be. And I'm very pleased with where it ended up. As far as the battle pass, the first one starts season 0. So it's only half the time, half the size. So they only charged you whatever, $5, I think, for the battle pass. And it's permanently there. It's one of those kind of like, I think Halo Infinite does it, where you can always go back and get it. It's never going to expire. It'll always be an option to unlock. As you're playing, you get these battle pass currency, so you could choose which things you want to unlock. It's not just like a straight line across. So I think that's very well done. The monetization, the skins, the special skins and the bundles are expensive. I'm not gonna probably buy too many of those. I think it's about $14 to $16 for a skin. But that includes like other things, emotes and stuff like that. Each one of them's bundled. So unless there's one that's like amazing, gotta have it, probably I'll just keep buying the battle passes and that sort of thing. Get that stuff that way. One of the things they do great with the monetization, where I'm like, oh, NetEase, they're here for us, is they offer the exact amount. Like, say you want to buy the battle pass, you could buy $10 worth of this, or $1 worth of the currency. You don't have to buy $15 worth to get 1,200 this, and it seems more for the player right there. And right off the bat, one of the questions we had too, would the server work? This is always a question. Anytime there's a new live service game, is the game going to even work? The server crushed it, dude. It was flawless the whole night. I think they topped out a little about 400,000 players on concurrent on Steam. So yeah, it's been a lot of fun, dude. I'm very happy with the turnout.
Nice. So does this battle pass allow you to earn credits for the next battle pass? I know Call of Duty used to do that, but this year there's been a little criticism. I've only made I'm most of the way through it, and I've only made 300 credits, and I think you need to get to about 1,000 to have $10 worth to buy the next one. I don't think that much is included in the battle pass this year.
Yeah, that's a good question. I'm not certain how much is in there or how much will be in there, as this is just like a half of one. I didn't look at it. There is currency in the battle pass that you can earn. But yeah, I'm not certain if it's enough to continue to do the next one. Right now, I'll tell you one of my few problems with the game is getting the battle pass currency is only from doing your missions, your dailies, your weeklies, that sort of thing. You can't once you're done with your dailies, you're not earning any more battle pass currency, and they need to fix that. They need to have some for playing a game, even if it's just 5-10 points here and there. It's just it's hard. It's a slog to get through that battle pass once you've done everything for the day. My other problem with it is that it has no role queue. So right now, it's just everybody is checking out the game, all the casual Marvel fans. So you're just getting your Wolverines, your Punishers, and they're all DPS. They're all damage characters, so there's not a ton of people playing either the tank style or the support characters. So that is there's a lot of games that are very, very one-sided, and it's fun still, even though they're getting crushed. You can still have fun, still practice with some of the characters. But as like a support guy, it's a little frustrating sometimes. But otherwise, I'm having a blast, dude. I think it is a great game. I think it's a hit. I think it's here to stay. We're going to talk about live service games that don't stick around later in the show, and it's been kind of a regular thing where you have these games come out and you're like, well, we'll see how long they're going to last. And it's tough when we've talked about it tons of times. It's tough when there's so much out there, and also like the gaming community is very, very fickle. I mean, I've seen so many comments before this game even come out saying how this is going to be a dead game in like 2 weeks and stuff like that. So it's hard when there's that attitude out there, as well as there's like a ton of options. So you gotta fucking nail it, dude. When it's coming out, it has to be perfect. And I think that Marvel Rivals has been pretty damn close to that in its release. And they're just going to keep adding more. 33 heroes they came out with, all playable from the start. You don't have to unlock anything. You don't have to buy anything. They're all there. A bunch of different maps. And then there's this story. There's lore throughout. It's so well done, dude. Even if you're not a fan of like Marvel comics, there's enough quality gameplay that I think that you could really, really sink your teeth into and enjoy. So I am very pleased with the turnout.
Nice.
So now you got to get in there.
I tried out. I'm not that big on Marvel. Probably Wolverine or the Hulk.
There you go. Wolverine's tough, dude. Wolverine's a tough character to play because he no distance attacks. You got to just close the distance, get in there, and just start slashing. But I've been getting my ass kicked by some really good Wolverines, man. It's tough. But yeah, it's there's a lot of strange characters. There's as we talked about, Jeff the Land Shark, and there's Squirrel Girl, who is a squirrel girl, and there's a lot of options. But yeah, I'm going to be talking about it a lot in the next few weeks. So buckle up, baby. All right, coming out the exact same day. Path of Exile 2, also out on December 6th on PC, PS5, and Xbox S and X. Now, this is early access. So it's going to be... Path of Exile 2 is a free-to-play game when it releases. Right now, you could only get in for $30 for the Founders Pack, or whatever the hell they're calling it. Yeah. So what it is, it's an action role-playing game. Very, very similar to Diablo. It's got that top-down style where you're going through and you're just getting the loot, upgrading your character, your skills, you're fighting bosses. It's got 6 classes available. Right now is going to be 12 by the time the full release comes out. And some of the systems it has, there's like this skill gem system I was reading about where you can, upgrade all your skills through that. So there's tons of customization where you're finding the perfect build for you. Because then there's this passive skill tree where there's 1,500 different passive like perks that you can apply. And on top of that, there's like hundreds of different equipment types. It is crazy the amount of customization you can do to make your perfect character. Did you ever play Path of Exile? Have you ever been familiarized with this? It's crazy, dude. So I played Diablo, and friends of mine are like, we should check out Path of Exile. This is like, it's like Diablo. And you get into it, and it is so much more. Diablo is like, baby's first ARPG when it comes to this, dude. And Path of Exile is like, you want to do math? Let's do it. And it's like, there's 100 menus, and you got to figure out like the builds. It's very, very intense.
Yeah, it sounds complicated.
So this one is more of that. Yeah. So I was talking to someone just yesterday who was like, already super into it and like getting there. Like, this is a game where you get a pad of paper out and you're taking notes on like, you're doing math off to the side. But I'm hearing amazing things about the game already this early into early access. There are a lot of chunks missing. Like you'll get through a point of the game and it's like this part's not out yet. So it has a lot of that early access. There's a lot of jank to it too, I guess. Like I think it's running okay once you get in there. I know I was reading about long wait times to actually get into the server, and then there are parts where it's just like it's not flowing as well as it ultimately hopefully will be. But it does sound like a great take on the action role-playing game genre. I've heard it say it's a lot slower than Diablo 2, which allows you to kind of think about what you want to do. It's not just like shit flying out everywhere. So, there's that, but it's a little daunting.
We know that it's going to be free to play on release. Have they talked about when the full release is, if that's, planned, so that we know that this is an honest early access where they actually do take some feedback, collect some bugs, and do something about it? Or is it coming out in a month and it's going to be basically the same exact thing?
That's a really good question. I don't know if there is a date. Let me look to see it. I know they talked about it's not going to be like soon. I think my guess is that it will be a little while yet. Okay. Yeah, I can't see anything on here.
Yeah, that's promising. That's probably what you want to hear, because we've seen the trend of, it's early access, but it's going to come out in a month, and which is they don't fix anything or take the feedback in. Yeah.
And I was talking about that with one of my friends too, when we were talking about getting this game, and we're like, well, it's great to play it early and be part of the conversation, where everybody's doing it. But like, do you want to, I would rather, I think, something like this, wait until it's all done and then get in there, especially since it's going to be free, like get in there when it's completed. This is the final vision. Everything's worked out, and then like have it instead of paying $30 to just kind of get annoyed with certain parts. So I don't know. I'm not, I guess, that super, excited to jump in there for $30.
Yeah, that brings into question, if it's going to be a free-to-play title, what will the monetization be like on something like this that is so complex with those systems? Is there going to be a paywall coming for some of those classes and effects?
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of cosmetics. I know of people that have dropped thousands of dollars into these games, to get yeah, dude. But yeah, I don't know exactly what a lot of make your character look like a god type thing. I don't know if there's going to be any pay to win things or to level faster or anything like that, but yeah.
So I got something unrelated to bring up, but we haven't talked about it on this show yet. Did you hear something about Elon Musk says that he's the number 4 player in Diablo or something like that, and people have crunched the numbers, and it's completely paid for, if that's true.
Yeah, absolutely. I've heard that. He just has people. He just pays people to play Diablo for him.
All right, well,
nerd.
Number 4 in the world.
Exactly. Yeah, it's not something to brag about. All right, and then last up, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, out December 9th on PC, Xbox X, and X. This is a new adventure game. If you're familiar with Indiana Jones movies, you're familiar with this game because it's basically just an Indiana Jones movie that you can play. This is from Machine Games, and then published by Bethesda. So right there, both quality devs and publishers. You know it's going to be great. But yeah, he plays Indiana Jones. There's, I think, 4 hours of cutscenes. So basically, now we're talking 2 movies. And, you're traveling through the Vatican, to Egypt. You're solving puzzles. You're finding cool shit. And you're, you got your whip. You got your gun. You're Indiana Jones. What more could you possibly ask for? If you're a fan of the movies, right? This is for you.
Yeah, this seems like a continuation of it. Just its own movie experience.
Yeah, absolutely. And it doesn't have Harrison Ford in it, but whoever does the voice does a great job. Yeah. So, it's I just recently watched all the Indiana Jones movies again, so I was like, all right, I'm ready. I'm excited to get in there and check it out, and I'm still very excited, and I'll find time for it eventually, since especially having Game Pass and owning the game, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
I just need to find space for it. I did ask for the external hard drive for Christmas. It's like a 1 terabyte drive, so I was like, I could play like more than one game if I get this. So yeah, we'll see. But yeah, right now 87 on Metacritic for Indiana Jones. I'm very excited to see more of it and see what it is. Any negatives I've heard from it is that the fighting portions just aren't very fun. But like, you know, playing through the movie part is enjoyable, and solving the puzzles and that sort of thing. So yeah, we'll see. I just want to do the thing, you know, where the guy swings his sword around all the time and then you just shoot him from the movie. Classic moment. All right. Now that we've talked about our new releases for a long ass time, it's time to get into our news of the week. All right, first up, new month means new subscription service game. So let's first talk about the humble choice for December. Subscribers are getting Bomb Rush Cyberpunk, Old World, Atlas Fallen, Reign of Sand, Crime Boss, Rockay City, The Invincible, Moonstone Island, Inkulinati, Venba, and Monster Prom 3 Monster Road Trip. This is all for $11.99. And this, to me, was an instant buy. I think I have one of these games. I've wanted to play most of them. So I was absolutely very excited to get access to them on my Steam Deck. Going to play some Bomb Rush Cyberpunk. That's been on my wish list, my Steam wish list for, I don't know, a long time. So I'm excited to play that. And then low key, like, I'm really excited to play Crime Boss Rockay City, dude, just for the memes.
I remember that being a feature at like last year's Game Awards. A little bit, we had like Danny Trejo or somebody come on stage who's in it. Yeah, I don't remember the critical reception being that great on it, but yeah, like you say, for the memes, that's not what it's about.
Yeah. The Steam review on it was not bad. When I went to look at it to see like how it played on the deck, I think it was like 70 something positive reviews on there. So, but yeah, what do you think about this lineup?
All right, full disclosure, I passed on this month. There are a lot of good games in here. I just don't have time for any of them, and none of them really strike my fancy that much. Bomb Rush Cyberpunk, I don't remember if I'd heard of it before this, but it looks a lot like Jet Set Radio Future. And I always wanted to play that, so I figured that it would be cool to play this one. Moonstone Island, I looked a little bit into it, and there are so many of these. I mean, think about the name for a second. It's a Stardew Valley clone, and there are 100 of these. We got to look into what's available on the Switch and stuff, so I don't think that one's going to be anything special. Now, Vin,
I'm excited for that one.
Oh, Moonstone
the
Island?
Moonstone one?
Yeah.
No, but it has like, if you look at it, it has like creature collecting. It has like card-based fighting. So it's like a deck builder, creature collector, and then it has like, you have to like farm and make potions and shit like that. Okay. So I'm like, this
There's a little more to
like
it then.
The perfect game.
Yeah. Yeah, and then Vinba, I didn't remember if you played that one or not. It was like the cooking simulator kind of thing.
Yep. Great game. That's a short one. You could play that one in like 2 or 3 hours. Great story. Great game. I'm excited to replay it again on my Steam Deck. So, yeah, absolutely. Yep. And then Monster Prom continued. I got Monster Prom 1 and 2. You got to keep the story going, dude. Monster dating sim. You know how I love those.
Oh, yeah. So the road trip's just the next phase, right?
Exactly. Yeah. We're building up to something serious. And then Game Pass, the first wave of December, possibly the only wave of December. I don't know if there's going to be another one because they did make kind of a mention in here that that's it for us for this year, but we'll see. But on Game Pass right now, Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled, Forza Motorsport, Haunty. I don't know what that. Oh, he plays a little tiny ghost. That looks cute. Humanity, EA Sports WRC, Overthrown, and then Indiana Jones. We talked about that. Wild Frost, Carry On, and Road 96. So, yeah, some great games. And then that goes with Daisy and Goat Simulator also added to the thing. So, yeah, a lot of games that I think were on Game Pass at one point and are now either coming back onto Game Pass or switching to the standard version, because there's like, you know, the ultimate, which gets the top tier games for a little bit, and then they go down to standard. So I think a lot of those are switching over to that. But yeah, some decent games in there. Wild Frost is another deck builder. You know, we talked about Indiana Jones. This Haunty game sounds cute. Crash Team Racing, if you're a fan of those fun kart racing. So, yeah, not a huge month, but, you know, you got Indiana Jones carrying you through.
Yeah, I actually looked into Overthrown. That was the one that caught my eye off of this list because it was a cozy world builder or city builder. I went and looked into it though, and it in some ways seems a little basic. There's some interesting concepts going on. Like it's kind of like playing a top-down city builder, except you're playing it in third person as you're running around. So you're building your roads in third person, you're putting your buildings down in third person. But there's like a mechanic to all of this where you can pretty much pick up and put down whatever you want. So there's these like massive sequoia trees. And once you go and you build like your lumber processing place, you just go rip the tree out of the ground and throw it at your lumber place, and it chops the wood and refines it for you. Or you could pick up the building itself, this because it's got the giant saw on the front. You pick it up and just run through the forest and let the building itself, as you're carrying it over your head, chop down all the trees and process the lumber.
Interesting. Yeah, I'm seeing it now. Yes, this is a day one game. You play up to 6 players co-op. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. I like that idea. Lift and throw anything. Yeah, that's fun. I get why it's called Overthrown now, because you're just throwing shit everywhere. So, yeah, that is games for Game Pass. Now, leaving this month, December 15th, Amnesia the Bunker, Forager, Forza Horizon 4, Rainbow Billy, The Curse of the Leviathan, Rise of the Tomb Raider, Tin Hearts, and The Quarry are leaving. And then leaving December 31st, Blaze Blue, Cross Tag Battle, Close to the Sun, Humankind, Lego 2K Drive, McPixel 3, and Party Animals at the end of the year. So lots leaving, some coming. All right, and then the big news this week. Shit is going down at Ubisoft. I feel like I just said that, like exact same thing, like a couple weeks ago. But the big thing now is that XDefiant, Ubisoft's Call of Duty killer, is going to be shutting down in June. So it was a gamble. You know, this free to play live service shooter that, you know, everybody was excited for a long time, and took forever to come out, and then it came out and didn't do as well as they hoped. But yeah, it shut it down. You played it a little bit, right?
Yeah, I did. Right on launch, I believe. You kind of talked me into it, and I enjoyed it. I'll be honest. I was watching some videos that was discussing this, and it had gameplay of it, and I'm like, wow, I kind of mixed that in with Call of Duty in my head, like past Call of Duty titles that I played.
Sure.
And it made me want to go back and play this game, unfortunately, I guess.
Yeah, it was a very well-made game. It's just like, it's impossible, it seems, to break into these markets. You know, you've already got people in a game, they're already invested into a game with their cosmetics, their battle passes, and then now you open another one and it's like, shit, I gotta leave this one. So it's gotta go above and beyond, and we're seeing that. But yeah, with this shutdown, it's also Ubisoft will also have to shut down production studios in San Francisco and Osaka, while ramping down its site in Sydney, with up to 277 employees losing their job. And then roughly half of the XDefiant team will be assigned roles elsewhere. So yeah, just they put out a notice to the team and to the press. I just want to read one little part about the game. It said, despite an encouraging start, the team's passionate work, and a committed fan base, we've not been able to attract and retain enough players in the long run to compete at the level we aim for in the very demanding free-to-play FPS market. As a result, the game is too far away from reaching the results required to enable further significant investment, and we are announcing that we will be sunsetting it. So, Yeah, I mean, nowhere in there does it say it was, there were issues or anything like that. It just didn't. They just didn't get the player base that they hoped for, and they realized that the
Right.
cost of keeping this going outweighed the cost of shutting it down. So it's a bummer. I hope the team, can find ways to, get new gigs and stuff, right? Especially right now around the holidays and that sort of thing, the new year. But they will be giving refunds if you purchased the game recently, or if you bought the Ultimate Founders Pack. Refunds will be given for that, and then they're going to be continuing Season 3, just with no transactions or anything going forward. So June 3rd is the last day to get in there and play some XDefiant. So you still got time, Full Clip. You can get in there and be the did we ever see the Rabbids team that we would hope for? Or
I don't know. I don't think I played
you know
by the time that came out. I didn't play
yeah.
it very long, but I enjoyed the short ride while it was there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's something to say about game preservation here, because in the future, this is just going to be kind of a note on the side on Wikipedia, and that's the only way it's going to exist outside of some video of gameplay and stuff. Because there's just no plan for games like this when they shut them down in just a little over a year to exist beyond that. There's no they're not going to patch it to let you do community run servers or anything like that, which is totally
Mm-hmm.
possible, I would assume. And it kind of sucks. It's just gone forever, just like Overwatch 1.
Exactly, dude. It's pretty crazy. And then continuing our discussion of Ubisoft, now with this most recent kind of blunder, they're talking about a buyout. We've briefly mentioned it before, but now it seems like there's a lot more going into it. And one of the things is the shareholders are figuring out how to structure a buyout without the Guillemot family losing full control. This seems to be like Yves Guillemot. This is his life. This is all he has in life, and he does not want to be pushed out. So whether or not we get a buyout from Tencent is going to be based on whether or not they can figure this out, because that's his whole thing. He's the Ubisoft games guy, and he'll die doing that, whether or not the shareholders want him there or not, because he seems to be just driving Ubisoft right into the ground with a lot of the decisions he's making. Now, I don't know what goes on as far as the board or who's actually making the decisions, but it has not been good with him at the helm. So I'm cool with the idea of a Tencent buyout takeover and try to shift this around, because they've got a lot of really great IP there that has just been stagnant and just kind of doing the bare minimum. I don't know. What do you think of this?
Right. It seems to be, as far as their IP goes, loss after loss with Skull and Bone and so many others. And the only thing really that I'm even looking forward to from Ubisoft is going to be the new Assassin's Creed set in Japan, but it's been pushed off till sometime next year.
Yeah.
So, man, I don't know. They've got some really good stuff they could be focusing on to put out, but instead we're out here canceling this. The strangest thing about this to me is how many jobs seem to be riding on this game. And maybe, that's partially because of XDefiant, and maybe it's more other games as well, but 277 jobs affected by this. And I think that's just the losses. They said half of the people will be moving somewhere else.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So it's crazy. I don't know if they're including others in there to try to not make it look as bad. I don't know. But yeah, it does seem like a lot. So when you think of it that way, it does kind of make sense. Like, if you can, that's a lot of salary to be paying. And I don't know. But yeah, there has not been much. This is all kind of rumored about the buyout. Right now, Tencent, they own 10%. Oh, that's weird. 10 cent. That made me it kind of did something weird in my brain where I was like, did I say that right? 10 cent. They're the second largest shareholder with 10%, just behind the Guillemot family. And then, they said Tencent's indecision is partly based partly because it has asked for a greater say on future board decisions, including cash flow distribution in return for financing the deal. And the Guimont the family has not agreed to that. So, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I would like to see some shake up over there and try to get something. Because if Assassin's Creed Shadows comes out and it sucks, I don't know, man. It's bad news.
Yeah, yeah. It's unfortunate. I mean, XDefiant it's not a Call of Duty clone exactly. It even had some elements of something more like Overwatch, where you're protecting the thing along the path.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're going to try to siphon off of another game, this is the worst possible year to do it. Black Ops 6 being a banger and being free on game, on Game Pass for the subscription to Game Pass.
Sure.
That's just a double whammy.
It was a tough hill to climb there. Absolutely. But yeah, we'll have more on this. Hopefully, soon we'll get some information on this. All right, another cool thing happening. It's the 30th anniversary of PlayStation. It's a celebration, bitches. We got all this stuff going on. PlayStation's giving out free themes. The PlayStation Stars program has you can earn free points there. There's games, there's stuff you could buy. There's all the 30th anniversary controllers and PlayStation. So they're it's a big thing going on over there. But yeah, I can't believe it, dude. It's 30 years. It makes me feel old. 'Cause I remember my PlayStation 1 playing that game, popping in Final Fantasy 7 there. But yeah, one cool thing, if you go to the PlayStation website into the 30th anniversary page, it talks about everything they're doing, all the special events, and one of the things they have there is a 30th anniversary quiz. Full Clip had a great idea to, let's test our knowledge live on the show and take the quiz. Here, you ready to do this?
I'm ready.
Let's see how we do. What date did the original PlayStation console launch in Japan? December 3rd, 1994, September 9th, 1996, or August 6th, 1991?
I know it's not 91. Okay, that's a tough one because it's the launch in Japan and they definitely got it before the US.
Okay.
September of 96 would make sense for the US because it's hitting the Christmas market, but would it have been out 2 years earlier in 94 in Japan?
So is this 30th anniversary, is that the United States 30th anniversary?
There's a clue.
Or is that the entirety of it?
I would say
would it just
Japan.
94?
So 94, good thinking. Logic.
All right.
I would have thought.
I don't know if it gives me an answer, but we'll just click them all. We'll see at the end. An iconic PlayStation game. Which high-speed PlayStation title featured anti-gravity racing and a thumping soundtrack? Gran Turismo, Resident Evil 2, or Wipeout?
That one's a gimme, right?
That's an easy one. Wipeout was a fantastic game, dude.
But you remember Jet Moto, which was basically the same thing, but like hover bikes?
That was jet skis, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you were on land part of it, too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you were up over the water. It was like a hover bike, I think. Nice. Or else I'm thinking of another game.
There's a lot of them that were like that, yeah. All right, what was the name of the PlayStation 2 console's revolutionary CPU? The flux capacitor, the emotion engine, or the blast processor?
Ooh, do you know this one?
I don't. I know it's not the flux capacitor. Yeah, I do know that. Not,
and I don't think it's an emotion engine. I would think blast processor.
I think process of elimination. I agree. Blast. Let's blast it. What was the full name of the compact plastic-cased media on which PSP games were stored? Unbelievably massive discs, digital versatile discs, or universal media discs?
All right. I think that was UMD. I think it was printed on them.
Yes. I had a PSP Vita, so I didn't have. I wasn't part of that fun stuff. What was the name of the PlayStation 3 menu system that allowed players to navigate their games, apps, and media? PlayStation Home, the media menu, or the cross-media bar?
Right, that's the only PlayStation aside from the 5 that I haven't had so far, so I don't know this one.
This one, it was the cross-media bar. So really? Part of this 30th anniversary thing was they give you old themes. You could choose these old themes to use on your PlayStation 5. And that's the one I chose. I'm rocking it. My PlayStation 5 looks like a PS3 right now. It's great.
Right. It started with an X. I'm surprised they do that because they were competing with like the Xbox 360 right there.
That's true. That's true. I don't even know. Yeah, it's confusing. Which post-apocalyptic PS4 game features two characters still enjoying their beloved PS Vita consoles? Left 4 Dead, The Last of Us Part 2, or Nier Automata?
I haven't played Left 4 Dead.
I never played.
I haven't played Last of Us Part 2, but did they have PS Vitas in there?
I think so. I'm gonna go with that's my pick.
Last of Us Part 2.
Yeah, I think they did have. I'm trying to remember what they were playing. I think they were playing games at one point. All right. Which game preloaded on PS4 consoles used the PlayStation camera and DualShock 4 controller to showcase augmented reality experiences? The Last Guardian, The Playroom, or Knack?
Would that be The Playroom? I didn't have it preloaded on mine.
Yeah, The Playroom was the it was like Astro's Playroom type situation. It was a lot of fun. I don't remember. I think you had to have
come with the camera or something.
The camera. I think that's what it was. Yeah. Which PlayStation VR title features a collection of mini games, including the London Heist and Danger Ball, Astrobot Rescue Mission, PlayStation VR Worlds, or The Getaway?
Oh, this one's all you with the PlayStation VR.
It's VR Worlds. It was a fantastic collection of games. They had a game where you got put in a shark cage. There was a version of The Getaway in there. I played that demo disc basically more than I think any of the VR games that I had. What's the name of the PS5 controller released in 2023 that features back buttons and customizable controls to help players perfect their gameplay experience? The DualSense modular controller, Custo wireless controller, or the DualSense Edge wireless controller?
I hope it's not the Custo, but do you know this one?
It is, I believe it's the Edge.
Edge. That sounds cooler.
Yeah, it does sound cooler. What new feature did the PSVR 2 Sense controller introduce that enhanced the immersive experience? Dual vibration motors, changeable analog sticks, or finger touch detection?
Now they're just trying to sell us stuff. It's got to be the finger touch detection on this one, though. Because that's newer, on the newer VR controllers these days.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't know. They definitely have, like, they have vibration in the things. I don't know if that's new or not.
Do we really need double the vibration?
Exactly. Yeah, I don't know. Let's see. Well, it doesn't say. Well, we scored a 9 out of 10. It doesn't say which one we got right or wrong. But it might have been that last one, because I was pretty certain about all of them up until there. But
I'm thinking it's that Last of Us one. I'm thinking it may have been the Japanese sounding game. They probably have the Vitas.
That's probably true. If anybody out there knows, let us know which one we got wrong. But we did score a sweet phone wallpaper or a tablet or desktop wallpaper if we want it.
Good.
Yeah, I'm going to be selling those on eBay.
There you go.
But yeah, go check out PlayStation's website talking about all that. There's tournaments, and the PlayStation wrap-up comes out soon. You get to see how much time you spent playing games. So yeah, a lot of fun for the 30th anniversary of PlayStation. Very cool shit. Before we leave the world of PlayStation real quick, I just want to talk about a really cool idea they're doing. My First Gran Turismo comes out. It's a free-to-play intro into the Gran Turismo world for PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5. Came out December 6th, and it's just like, it's really just, try to get kids into this or people that aren't familiar with the Gran Turismo world. They say it's a special free-to-play invitation to dive into the exhilarating world of motorsports. Whether it's introducing kids to the joy of racing for the first time or reigniting a forgotten passion for driving, My First Gran Turismo was designed to be both approachable and immersive, created for everyone with no limits on age or driving skill level. So yeah, it's just basically Players are taken through the essentials of virtual driving, bit by bit, mastering the likes of cornering, braking, and acceleration, and can then deploy those skills in time trials, races, or other challenges. A total of 18 cars are available. So, very cool. It's free to play. I guess the idea is to try to get people into this game and then sell them on the full title. But yeah, I like the idea of it. It's something that I actually own Gran Turismo, and it's really hard. It definitely is more of a sim, where I'm a fan of the arcade racing games. But this sounds like something that I could see, like, my kid would love checking out. And it does work with PlayStation VR too as well. So, you could get in there and drive some race cars. So that's
very
really
nice.
cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like we take it for granted as old heads that these names have staying power with us from these iconic series, but I mean, it means something to us, but it doesn't mean anything to these kids who there's not been a significant Gran Turismo that I can remember, probably in their lifetimes. So this might be a really good way of getting them in there, something to play for free, and you might make some car heads out of them.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what they're hoping for. All right, and then last up, this amazing new GTA 6 trailer came out. It looks a little cartoony, a little anime, but man, I'm really excited for this. Wait a minute. Oh, no, this is a game called ANANTA by NetEase. It looks like it's going to be the better version of GTA 6, if you ask me, dude. It's got it all. Urban environments, racing, mini games, dude. I don't even know what this game is, but it completely leaped over GTA 6 as my most excited for game this year. It's being described as a free-to-play urban open world RPG. Like I said, you're driving through the world. You could fight in these kung fu battles. You can make friends and socialize. You could play mini games, like there's darts and shit like that. I have no idea what it is, but there's little waifu characters out there running around. I'm sure you can buy new outfits and that sort of thing. But yeah, it's coming out, man. PlayStation 5, PC, and mobile devices. We'll see if it comes out before GTA 6, because if it does, I think GTA 6 is fucked.
That's exactly, jokingly, I was going to say something along those lines, like, I can't believe we got GTA anime before GTA 6. But yeah, this looks like a wild ride. A lot of it may be due to like the song and everything really clicking in the trailer. So as the gameplay footage for this comes out, I want to see what it's all about, and I might be looking into this one.
Yeah, it looked really, really good, man. The world looked full. Like, I don't know what was cinematics, what was gameplay in this trailer, but yeah, dude, like if that's the open world, like there's, it's crowded. There's people walking around. There's cars and stuff like that. You could turn like, there was like toilets driving around on the road, and this woman turned like something into a car and then just started driving.
Oh, the cars are monsters too?
Yes, dude. I don't know what is happening, but I am excited for the opportunity to find out. It looks like this could be like another like gacha style game, similar to whatever Genshin Impact or I don't know any of those. I've never really got into any of them, but this could be game changing as well. I don't know what it is. It kind of gave me the vibes when we first saw Pale World. I'm like, there's no way they could do all that in the game. And then Pale World came out and they did all that in the game. And then I have the same feeling about this. I'm like, there's no way this game is going to look this great. And I could play darts and hang out with cool people. That's all I want in life. But there's no release date for this, or really no other, information about when we can expect more of this. But maybe the Game Awards are coming up, dude. Maybe we'll get a big announcement there about ANANTA. ANANTA. I don't know even how to say it. But I'm all in. 100%. Especially because free to play, dude. I think that's like the theme of our episode today. It was like all about free to play stuff. So
it's a good time to have no money.
Exactly. Finally, it worked out for me where it's finally coming up, E-Rock.
All right.
All right.
I got a quick update on
Oh,
this.
hit us.
So at the end of that quiz, it says, go back through the PlayStation history to find clues about what you got wrong. It was The Last of Us 2, so we had that one correct. And it was the adaptive feedback, or the finger sense on the VR2. So we had that one correct as well. I'm not sure which one we got wrong, but here's the question for the viewers. Go back through, figure out what we got wrong so we don't have to look. And let us know in the comments.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that's interesting. I wonder what the hell it was then. Very cool. But yeah, a lot of free game. Like talk about free to play. Like you said earlier. Who is it? Epic. It's going to be doing the free games every day.
Week of Christmas or 10 days, 12 days, whatever it is.
And like I said earlier, Prime Gaming this week, like the what the hell is that new show coming out? It's like Secret Level comes out December 10th on Prime. So because of that, all the games that are featured in that, they're offering, if you're a Prime subscriber or member or whatever, you could get all those games, dude, like great games. They're giving away for free too.
Except one.
So except one. Yes. Which if you could get that, dude, I think those are still selling for like at least like $100 on eBay.
Oh, wow.
Concord we're talking about. So yeah, a lot of like you said, it's a good time to be broke. You can play games to your heart's content. All right. Well, thank you very much for checking out this episode of Gaming News Weekly. Next week's the big Game Awards show, so that will be airing in a couple days. Very excited for that. And so definitely stop back, see what we thought of that, and who won the the most predictions. Who has to? What did we say? You have to be shirtless or something on the next episode.
I think it was like shave our head or something.
Yes,
I'm
or
trying
your
to
back
enjoy
or your
it while I
beard.
got it. I don't have much time left.
Yeah, I shaved mine already, so I'm ready. But yeah, before all that though, go to TikTok, subscribe to us over there. Every day there's new content being put out there. And then YouTube, the channel is called Pop Culture Playground. You can find this other show. Next week we will be doing, in my other podcast, First Steps, we're going to be doing Secret Levels. So if you want to hear my thought on that, I'm sure I'll be talking about it here and there. You have options. So that's available over at YouTube as well. And then if you are a fan of podcasts, anywhere podcasts are found, type in GNW and you will have access to this show. And yeah, just definitely hit subscribe, and that way it's right there waiting for you every Monday morning, and you can just listen to it and just fucking vibe out, man. Just go to town. And anything else? That's all I got. Oh, and we're on Blue Sky. I got to figure out Blue Sky. I don't know what's happening over there yet, but if you're there, hit us up with a friend request. Is that what they call it? A follow?
I have no idea.
I'm showing my age here. Go over to MySpace and Friendster, and we'll be there. So I'll send you my LimeWire link. All right. I'm rambling now. That's what happens after the end. All right. Well, let's get out of here. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.